Hi there, welcome back to Pretty Much Flawless. Today is part 3 of a 3-part video series in designing a PCB to fit into a DIN rail box. So, this is the PCB here. We're going to be talking about uploading code to our chip, and then we're also going to be assembling this into the DIN rail box. Let's get into it. It appears that we're not getting anywhere. This reminds me of a similar problem. I have my PCBs designed, I just don't know where to have them manufactured. You should just use PCBWay! PCBWay makes high-quality custom PCBs for your projects. Design and upload your Gerber files to the website, then place your order and wait for your PCBs to come. And that's not all they do. PCBWay also does PCB assembly, CNC machining, 3D printing in many different materials, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. Check out their website. There will be a link to that in the description down below. Do you have a neat project or want to see some neat projects? Check out PCBWay Community. And if you are looking to make your own affordable PCBs, I would really recommend using PCBWay. And I look forward to using them again in the future. Okay, so we have our components all soldered up here. And the last thing we're going to need to do is program this and then assemble it. So, I have a previous video where I show how to burn a bootloader and upload code to an ATmega 328P. There'll be a link to that in the description down below. And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to connect this board to another Arduino. I'm going to have the other Arduino upload code to this chip here. I'm not going to have a bootloader or anything on here. It's just going to be just the code running. So one thing that would be kind of helpful if you actually added a programming header, instead of having to take wires from here and solder them directly to the board, it would be kind of nice. What I should have done also was just put a header pin, and then simply what I could do is just connect all my programming wires to this header pin instead of having to solder wires to the chip on the board. So that would have been one nice thing to do. So something to keep in mind, to add programming pins if you're going to be doing programming on a board. So we have the code uploaded to this board, just a simple blink sketch. And what we're going to do now is we are going to assemble it. So we'll grab the cases of the box. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in the DIN rail box. So we'll grab the different components of the box. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we'll take the body and we'll put our circuit board in. It doesn't matter at this step which way the board is, since this box is identical either way. It will matter when you put the bottom part on. So this part right here actually holds it into the DIN rail, and here is the clip. Put the clip in. And it's typically a style when you're wiring DIN rail components, you have all the clips pointing the same way, normally pointing down. So that's just something to keep in mind when you put this back part on, which way you want your PCB to be. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it so that there's the letter size up in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to snap this together. There's just 4 pins here. Okay, that's all clicked together, looking more and more nice. So now what we're going to do is we'll put on our terminal block guards. So what these are for is to protect your terminal blocks, cover them up a little bit more, and also they have another feature where you can break out these little tabs if you're wanting to use the pins. So for example, I have some broken out already. I broke out these 2 holes on the very top so we can get a screwdriver down, and I broke out these 2 tabs so we can get a wire in. So we'll put this on, and you'll be able to see. So here we can get a screwdriver down these 2 holes, and we can also get a wire in these 2 holes, but a wire cannot go in these other holes over here. So that's good. And these things just simply break off. Okay, that's good. So before we put the top cover on, what we're going to do is we're just going to apply power here, and we'll just be able to see if the red LED is flashing in there, knowing that our code is working properly. So you can see that the red light is flashing down in there, and that means our code is running well. Good, so that's good. So what we could do now is we could put the top plate on right here. That just pops on. We'll disconnect power. Alright, so there we go. So we have our PCB in this DIN rail box. It looks very professional. It's ready to be clicked in the DIN rail. We can easily connect to the outside world using these terminal blocks here. It's very nice. That's good. So this wraps up this video series on designing a PCB for fitting in a DIN rail box. A big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video series. And thanks for watching this video today. I hope you learned something. If you did, please subscribe. That really helped my channel. And I'll see you next time.